hello, hello.
That took a while then. I wasn't sure what was going on.
Yeah, I was scared. Hi, guys. Welcome to this Profit Protector Pro webinar, the first one of the month on the first day of the month.
Yeah, September.
Yeah, here we are already.
I know.
That's scary. Hey, Beck.
Hey, Beck.
Yeah, if you are here and watching as well, please feel free to use the chat, say hello, let us know where you're from. Let us know how the weather is. There's usually someone that's from Florida every time that we do one of these. So if you're from Florida,
I don't think we've yet had one where there's been no one from Florida.
Yeah.
Today might be the day, you never know.
Yeah. We'll just give it a minute to let a couple more trickle in, I think. I think people are still joining.
Yeah, say hi. Let us know that you're here, where you're from, whether you have Profit Protector Pro and you want to find out a bit more, or you're thinking about it.
If you're new to it.
Yeah.
If you are new to it, then you're going to learn a lot today. Cool, we've got a couple more joining.
Yeah.
So now that a few more have joined, my name is Matt, and to the left or the right of me, wherever she appears on the screen, that's Kaylee. What we're going to do is we are going to talk about all things Profit Protector Pro. We've got a set of videos that we're going to work through. So what we'll do is we'll go away, we'll watch the video, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it and answer any questions that you guys have. So yeah, if you do have any questions, please feel free to use the chat. If you have any issues or anything like that, I'll put it in there in a moment. But if you ping us an email to info@profitprotectorpro.com, the team will be more than happy to help you with any problems you might be having. I will put that in the sticky message at the top in a moment when we do our first video.
Hi, Boris.
Hi, Boris.
I'd just like to point out we're not like wearing a uniform. We just weirdly have the same colour on today.
On Thursdays, we wear green.
Yeah. It looks like we planned it, but we didn't. I only saw Matt about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And we'll put some polls up as well during the videos.
Yeah,
we have a poll, so keep an eye on those and vote for us, because it's always interesting to see what you guys, which way you guys vote.
So I think we have hit a steady number of people that are joining us today. So I mean, if you're in agreement, we'll do our first video, yeah.
Yeah, so as Matt said, we'll disappear for a minute while we play a video, and then we'll come back. But at any point, just pop questions or anything you want to say to us in the chat. Where should we start? Shall we go? Let's go. Should we do Chrome extension first?
Yeah, let's do Chrome extension.
We'll start with that one. So we will see you guys in a minute.
See you in a minute.
Okay, so this is the Profit Protector Pro Chrome extension. I am on an Amazon product page, and let's say I have analysed this product using BuyBot Pro, for example, and I have decided that, I want to get it into my inventory in Profit Protector Pro. So you'll notice that it's already populated the ASIN at the top because it knows obviously what product page I'm on. You've also then got some other bits and bobs that you can use and you can fill in. So you've got a small and light toggle here. You've also got your EFN and EU toggle, and you've also got FBA and FBM. So in terms of what your fulfillment method is, you can toggle that either to FBM or FBA. You've got your VAT override percentage box if you want to make use of that, if you know that the VAT on this particular product is different to obviously what that category normally would be. You've got your buy price, which of course you need to fill in, so I'm just going to pop that in here. And then you've got your break-even price, your minimum, maximum, and also the strategy as well. One really amazing thing about the Chrome extension is that you don't need to sit and work out your break-even and your minimum and maximum prices. You can automate it. Now, in order for Profit Protector Pro to be able to do that, you need to go to your account and then go to your min and max automation page. So here you need to basically tell Profit Protector Pro what your kind of minimum and maximum criteria are for a sale. So they can either calculate this with the buy box, the break even, or the ROI. So a lot of people will have kind of a minimum ROI in mind that they want to hit. So you can say that I want a minimum ROI of, let's say in this example, at least 10%, and that's it, no further conditions. Or you can add more conditions that you want it to meet. So once those are all set up, make sure you click Save Changes, and then the Profit Protector Pro Chrome extension knows exactly what you're looking for in terms of your minimum and your maximum prices, and also can calculate your break even as well. So then all you would need to do is click this Automate Break Even and Min Max button. You see there it says calculating, so Profit Protector Pro is working out your break even, your minimum and your maximum prices for that product, and you'll see there that it's added those in. It's green, so it's basically saying that the calculation has been successful. And then all you need to do is click Save in PPP. So then it says setting up your ASIN in PPP and save complete. Super quick. So basically what this is doing is making sure that your product is now in your Profit Protector Pro, ready to go and ready to start repricing as soon as that product hits down in Amazon. So there's no kind of, waiting for the product, then you've got to set it up. Straight at the point of purchase that you've decided this is a product you're going to go for, you can use the Chrome extension and get it into your inventory within Profit Protector Pro. Go back to your inventory, and then you know that your product will be there, like I said, ready to go and start repricing as soon as it can. So that is the Profit Protector Pro Chrome extension. Back to us. Back.
There we go.
Oh, we've got a poll. I assume you did that because I didn't.
Yeah. So I asked, do you use the PPP Chrome extension? Half of you said, yep, it's super useful, and half of you said no, but I'll give it a go. I'm wondering if that's because you didn't know it was a thing, but yes, it is. As you can see from that video, it is super useful. So I definitely recommend giving it a try if that was of interest.
I don't think we've got any questions.
Yeah, as we said before, if you do have any questions, please feel free to pop them in the chat. If you have just joined us as well, basically what we're doing is just going through different videos about Profit Protector Pro, talking about them. And if you have any questions, just ask us.
Let us know if you're from Florida.
Yeah, let us know.
Because we always have someone from Florida, but we're letting the side down today.
The most important part of these webinars. EFN EU minus PAN, which is not the same.
I'll talk about this in a later video.
So yeah, we do talk about this, but if you want an answer now, and for anyone that's watching on YouTube on the replay, Boris has asked EFN EU, mine has PAN, which is not the same. So I'm assuming you're on about the EFN EU toggle that's on the Chrome extension. If you go into your Profit Protector Pro settings, you can choose your fulfillment. So if it's EFN EU, EFN UK, or PAN, select whichever one that you use, save those changes, and then that will be the toggle that appears on your Chrome extension. So if you set that to PAN, that's what would show on your extension. So hopefully that helps with that.
Yeah, that's probably why you're seeing PAN, because it's probably set to PAN in your settings. Hopefully that answers your question, Boris. You're a bit lonely in the chat today, Boris. I'm joining you. Okay, shall we do another video?
Yeah. Well, let's move on to
well, I'll tell you what. Seeing as we just mentioned it, we'll do the settings walkthrough. So hopefully that answered your question, but if not, then I'm going to talk about it a bit in this video. So we'll be back in a minute.
We'll catch you in a minute.
Okay, so in this video, I am going to talk you through your account settings, basically. So all of the things that you can kind of customize or you can change within your settings. So to reach your settings, all you need to do is click account here, and then you have a few different sections. So first of all, let's go to my account. Now this, first of all, will have just information about you in general. So you've got your first name, your last name, the email address that is associated with your Profit Protector Pro account, and then you've got your Profit Protector Pro secret key. Now you will need this if you are using Buybot Pro, for example, and you need to link the two. It will ask for your Profit Protector Pro secret key, so that is where it's located. You've then got your marketplaces. So here is where you can basically turn on and off repricing in these marketplaces. You've got a tooltip here. So anytime you see the question mark, it will talk you through that setting or that feature and basically explain it to you if you're not sure exactly what it does. So as I said, here you can turn off on and off your repricing in those marketplaces, and also of course is whether they're visible to see, and if you have repricing on, you will definitely want to see them. So you can also move them around, so you'll notice the arrows here, so you can move them up and down if you want to see them in a certain order. Don't forget, if you make any changes in your settings, even if it's just something like that, so changing the order of your marketplaces or turning something on or off, come down to the bottom and click Save Changes so the Profit Protector Pro can put those changes into place. So the next thing underneath the marketplaces is your default repricing strategy, and you'll see here you have got a drop down of all of the algorithmic strategies, also some of the rules-based repricing strategies and your custom strategies too. This is where you choose your default one. So as the tooltip tells you, a default one or a favorite one maybe, so you can use the all strategies to default option from the inventory page. So it basically will put all of your SKUs onto one strategy if you like, and like that suggests, as I mentioned, it will probably be a favorite one that you use quite a lot, so it's easier to have it set as your default strategy. You've then got your inventory view settings. So this is a way that you can view your marketplaces within your inventory. So you've either got your multi-view or you've got your tab view. Then you've got your BuyBot Pro Analyze setting. So if I come back to my inventory here and I just click Analyze with BBP BuyBot Pro, you'll see it opens up the Amazon product page for that product, and also it loads BuyBot Pro as well. And you'll see that it also populates the sell price. So if I come back here, this is basically you're choosing what you want it to populate that with. So whether you want it to take your current price, because obviously you're analysing something that you've already got in your inventory, or whether you want it to use the buy box price. And of course, if you're not sure, there's a tooltip to explain it for you. You've then got your retail and wholesale toggle. So this is basically whether you want VAT to be included or excluded. This is a general toggle, so you can toggle it here. So let's say I've got it set to wholesale. If I come to my inventory, you'll notice that you've also got the toggle here. So you can do it individually on each one, but if you have kind of different, whether you want it retail or wholesale on different products, and you've also got the general one in your settings as well. And then you come down, you've got MF shipping. So this is whether you want Profit Protector Pro to use a migrated shipping plan or free shipping. This tooltip is really, really useful because it basically gives you an example, because it can get a little confusing sometimes. So if you're not sure, just read through that example and it will become clearer to you. You've then got sleep mode. So this is where you can basically enable it or disable it. Sleep mode is basically where it's the option to send your repricing back to your maximum price for a period where, you know, there are slower sales in your marketplace, so maybe nighttime, for example. And basically the thinking behind this feature is that if your competitors are using a repricer and you increase your price, their prices will go up too, resulting in the ability to start the next day's sales from a higher price point. So here is where you can enable it, and you can choose when you want to stop repricing and restart repricing, and also whether you want to reset to max prices during sleep. And then you've got your European marketplace settings here. So you'll see you've got the options of PAN, EFN EU and EFN UK. And this basically, what you choose here will impact the toggle that you have when you're in your inventory. So just come back to inventory and show you. You'll see here I've got an EFN EU toggle that I can toggle on and off. And that is because I have got it set to EFN EU here. So if you need to change what that toggle does, you can change it here, and you know, you might choose EFN EU and then you can toggle that on and off on your inventory. As I said, if you make any changes in your settings, don't forget to click Save Changes so that those changes are then put into place. But that is a walkthrough of your main account settings in Profit Protector Pro. Back to us. We are back. Boris, I'm going to post a link to something that might be helpful for you. It's an Amazon Seller Central. Sorry, for those of you watching on YouTube, Boris just asked about EFN, which is the European Fulfillment Network. This is a Seller Central, Amazon Seller Central kind of article, which will talk about it in a bit more detail. But the European Fulfillment Network is basically for marketplaces or countries that are part of that European Fulfillment Network, and it basically allows FBA sellers with an EU account to store their inventory in local fulfillment centres and fulfill orders from other EU stores. I'm just wondering if we've also got a YouTube video that might talk about it in more detail as well. Let me see. I'll see if I can find you one. Is there any other questions you can? Oh, yeah, go on then about. I don't know how to pronounce your name, from Romania.
Yeah, Newt, tell me.
I don't even want to attempt.
Find a video in the meantime if you want to go with that one.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I don't want to butcher your name. if I was to give it a go, I would have said iron nut. Don't know if that's right. Let me know if that was right. John. Okay, fair enough. Hi from Romania. I want to try PPP. Do you have a pricing for Buybot Pro and Profit Protector Pro together? I already use Buybot Pro. We don't have a pricing for the two softwares together. They're both sort of separate, so you need to subscribe to them separately. So there isn't like a joint pricing plan. But the bonus is when you sign up for any of the plans, whether that's Buybot Pro or Profit Protector Pro, is that you get grandfathered into the price. So the price that you sign up for is the one that you're going to be paying forever as long as you stick with us. So hopefully that does answer your question. What AFN is. My question is what you've marked as AFN home market or not.
Yes, I think, I don't know if I'm understanding the question completely, but I think what you mean is, so UK is for UK sellers. I hope that answers your question. Oh, did you get it right, Matt? But I don't know which one.
Yeah, I think I got the name right. Yeah.
I said it so many different ways. Is that right? Yep. Oh, which one? Right. Cool. Shall we? I'm just seeing what other videos we've got to go through. Shall we go to the next video?
Yeah. Let's move on. Yeah.
So let's do, I'm going to try and break it up a bit because we've got two strategies based. So maybe if we do custom strategies now, and then we can do automations and then general strategies, because that mixes the strategies up a little bit.
Yeah.
That we will see you in a minute.
See you in a minute.
Okay, so in this video, I'm going to talk you through custom strategies. So first of all, how do you get there? I have logged into my Profit Protector Pro account. This is a demo account and I'm just on the inventory page. All you need to do is just click custom strategies, which is on the top menu here, and it will take you to the main page. Now, custom strategies is for when you want to create your own strategy. Basically, the clue is in the name. In our strategies that you already have access to within Profit Protector Pro, the amazing algorithmic ones and the other ones. Now, in the algorithmic ones, there are kind of thousands of scenarios and circumstances that have to be inbuilt within the strategies, but this is for when you want to create your own. So first of all, this is kind of the main page, and these are test ones that we've created in the past. So first of all, you have the strategy name, you have any description, you have the date that it was last edited. You can also toggle them on and off. So this basically means whether that strategy is available in your list of strategies when you want to choose which strategy you want to apply to a listing. And then you have your actions. So the information button basically brings up kind of an overview of that strategy that you've created. And then you've also got your edit button and your delete button. So once you've created one, you've named it and it's in here, you can always go back in and edit it or look at the details of it. So in order to create one, up here you need to click new custom strategy and it will open the page for you. Now, this is then kind of what we call the custom strategy wizard. So Profit Protector Pro is basically going to ask you a series of questions and then your answers will help create that strategy, because obviously you're not necessarily going to know straight away, how to actually create a strategy from scratch. So this is kind of a wizard to talk you through it. So as with all of our softwares, you have what we call tooltips. So if you hover over a question mark, it will give you an explanation of a feature, if that's what it's on, or this, for example, will basically explain the question to you in a bit more detail. So if you read the question and you think, oh, I'm not quite sure what they mean, look out for the tooltip and that will just give you a bit more of a breakdown of how to kind of answer the question effectively. So question 1, what fulfillment method do you wish to compete with? So basically this is, do you want to compete with all sellers? Do you want to compete with FBA sellers? Or do you want to just compete with MF sellers? So for this example, I'm going to say, let's think I'm an FBA seller, so I just want to compete with FBA. So I'm going to click FBA and then click next to move me on to the next question. Now, again, don't forget your tooltips, that will tell you a bit more information. So question 2, what condition do you wish to compete with? Now, most people obviously will be selling new products, so you would choose new.
if you are used, then obviously there's various conditions of used. So we have all used except collectible, used average, used good, used very good, used like new, and used collectible. Now, if you're doing, well, you can select more than one, but obviously it's unlikely that you're going to want to do new and a used condition. So if you are selling used, you can choose more than one condition at a time. I'm just going to say new because I think that's probably the most likely answer for most people, and then just click next and it will move you on to the next one. So now Profit Protector Pro is going to kind of walk you through different scenarios and then ask what you would want Profit Protector Pro to do in that scenario. So question 3, what should Profit Protector Pro do in this scenario? There is no buy box and there are other sellers with the selected fulfillment method and condition. So you have a series of kind of options basically. So you can go to minimum, go to maximum, go to break even. Then you've got match, so you can match other sellers low price and then it will give you the fulfillment method, other sellers mid and the same, high and the same. And then you also have kind of what I call the currency box here. So you can do pounds or dollars over, and then you've got options, so break even, other sellers low, mid and high, under, break even, other sellers low, mid and high, and then you've got percentage and also the same options as well. So those, the bottom two are kind of similar, but it's whether you want to do it by percentage or do it by a currency amount. So I am going to say that I want to let's say match an other seller's mid price, and I'm going to choose FBA because that's what I am. Then it will automatically move you on to the next question. So question 4, again, what should Profit Protector Pro do? There is no buy box and there are no other sellers with the selected fulfillment method and condition. So again, you have all of your options. So you've got go to, you've got match, and then you've got your currency kind of over and under, and you've got your percentage over and under. So options here, you could say go to max and leave it there for a little while, maybe change it if other sellers do come onto the listing. So I'm going to do that in this scenario. So I'm going to say go to max. And again, it will automatically move you on to the next question. So question 5, now what should Profit Protector Pro do? So there is a buy box and there are other sellers with the selected fulfillment method and condition. So we have competition basically. So what should Profit Protector Pro do? So you could, for instance, match the buy box. You could match another seller's low price. You have quite a lot of options. So we have the buy box and there are other sellers. So I am going to say, match the buy box. I said have the buy box. I'm going to have a buy box. So match buy box. Question 6. There is a buy box and there are no other sellers with the selected fulfillment method and condition. So here we could potentially, let's say, go to max because I've said let's pretend I'm an FBA seller. So potentially I could be the only FBA seller. So we could assume that the buy box is with an MF seller. So I'm in this scenario, again, you've got all your options and you can kind of think through your different scenarios and what you'd like to do. But I'm going to say, let's do this one because we haven't done this one yet. So I'm going to say I want to go over the buy box. And I want to go over by $5 or £5. So I've input that. Let's go next. Question 7, you have the buy box. Good news. So we've got the buy box. What repricing action do we want to take? So you have a couple of different options here. So again, you've got your go-to. Then you've got your switch strategy, which is one that we haven't come across yet. So let's say, for example, FBA algorithmic, and you have all of the strategies. If you have Profit Protector Pro, you will have seen those before. Then you've got the match one, which we have had previously. You've got, again, your currency one over and under. You've got your percentage over and under. And you've also got do nothing as well. So we've got the buy box. What do we want it to do? I'm going to say go to minimum. So I am going to save my strategy. So you would just put a name in here, obviously something a bit more exciting than that. And then you might have a description. So you might have decided to make a custom strategy for a specific reason. So you could put that in there just to remind you exactly what it is. Type that in there and all you need to do is click save. And then it will say here, it was green, it will say custom strategy was saved successfully. And then you'll also see that it's appeared here. So
I'll show you now this information button. If you click on there, you will have seen it at the beginning, but now it will make a bit more sense to you if you haven't been through this process already. So this is basically all of the questions that Profit Protector Pro asked me, the scenarios that it gave me, and what I've asked it to do in those scenarios. So if you want to kind of revisit a custom strategy that you've made and see exactly what you've input, or you think of a scenario and you think, oh, what did I ask it to do? You can come back and you can have a look at that. And then if you need to, you can also edit it as well. So that's really, really useful. So my strategy is here and I want to make it active. So I'm just going to toggle it on there. Custom strategy was made active successfully. So now I'm going to come to my inventory and I'll just show you. So my inventory is loading here. If I come down and I've got my strategy drop down here and I scroll to the bottom, you'll see the bottom one that's appeared is webinar test. So straight away that custom strategy is, you know, I can use it, I can apply it to any specific listings that I want to apply it to. So that is custom strategies. As I said, it's in the menu options at the top, super easy, and the wizard will talk you through it. Any questions, just ask us in the chat or drop us an email and we'll always be happy to help you with custom strategies. So back to us. We're back.
There we go.
That is custom strategies.
So I'm probably best to read this out for YouTube, aren't I? Boris had then said during this video while it was playing, EFN you can send from UK to EU. That means UK is the home market or the market from where the stock is shipped, or you can ship from EU to UK. Anyway, I guess by EFN UK, you mean that EFN is used and the product is being shipped from UK to EU, not the other way around, which is correct. So sorry if we weren't clear. The EFN UK toggle is for UK sellers. So UK is the home market who can sell into EFN now, as obviously the UK is no longer part of the EU.
That YouTube link I've just popped up, it is a BuyBot Pro video. It's talking about kind of some of the EFN stuff in BuyBot Pro, but it's quite useful in terms of understanding EFN UK, EFN EU, and also obviously PAN if you are familiar with that term as well. So just pop that in there because it will explain it all probably in a bit more detail than we have today. I don't think we've got any questions.
I don't think we do, but I did do another poll. So I asked if you use the custom strategies, and everyone that voted said no, but I'll give it a try when I need it. I mean, to be honest, if you are just, I mean, the regular strategies, the algorithmic ones, the rule-based ones, they're all pretty good, all of the preset ones. So maybe you guys are using those. You probably are if you've said no to custom strategies. But
if you're fairly new to Profit Protector Pro as well, then I guess you definitely would just be using the algorithmic strategies, which are amazing anyway. I guess custom strategies is just there for when you have maybe quite a few listings and one is just needs something that little bit different. So that's all good. I guess we could go to another video. So the next one is automations, which kind of leads on from custom strategies. Again, if you're fairly new to Profit Protector Pro, it might be something that you've kind of heard about and thought, oh no, you know, that's all a bit too complicated, but hopefully this video will explain it in a bit more detail for you. So we will go to automations and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so now I'm going to talk you through automations. So you reach this by clicking the automations button in the top menu option. Now this is a super awesome feature, I think, because it basically allows you to say to Profit Protector Pro, when this happens, do this, and apply it to a specific listing. You can do it on a, you know, a per ASIN basis. So the setup here looks very similar to Custom Strategies one if you've seen it. So first of all, you've got the automation name, the description, the last edited date. You can toggle it on and off whether you want it to be available to use to apply to an ASIN, and you have your edit button and your delete button as well. So to create a new one, all you need to do is click that button. Now you have two kind of setup methods that are available to you. One is the wizard, which is what Custom Strategies looks like, and then you've got Flow. So the way they work is effectively, you know, it is the same. You're inputting the same information, and the outcome of what Profit Protector Pro will do based on what you tell it to is the same. It's just kind of a different way of inputting that information, because, you know, I say quite a lot about making it personal to you, and everyone works in different ways. So some people will prefer the wizard way and some people will prefer to use the flow. So basically, I don't know if you can see here on the flow, the first drop down here is kind of your condition. So you'll see it starts saying after automation has been active for, and you'll see here that that's the first option here, this first button. So all of the options on this drop down, if I was to click on it, would be these options here that you've got. So like I said, it's the same, it's just kind of a different visual representation of it, so that some people might find the wizard better, some people might find the flow better. So I'm going to go with the wizard. So question 1. So as I said, automations is a way for you to say, you know, when this certain specific thing happens, this is what I want you to do. So what should happen for this automation to activate? So you have a few options. You have after the automation has been active for a certain amount of time. You've got when seller numbers increase to a certain amount and when seller numbers decrease to a certain amount. You've got when stock falls below X amount, when no sales have occurred for a certain amount of time, if buy box goes below minimum, and if buy box goes above maximum. So I am going to say, let's say, after the automation has been active for a certain amount of time, and then of course Profit Protector Pro needs to know after what period of time. So after what period of time do you want to change your strategy? And I'm going to say after 3 months. So month, and then obviously it needs to know how many, and then click next. So then you've said if this happens, so basically if it's been active for 3 months, but then Profit Protector Pro needs to know what you'd like it to do. So you've got lots of options. So you can say go to minimum, maximum, you can switch your strategy, you can match the buy box or other sellers low, mid and high price, and then you've got your currency and your percentage. So you can go over and under the buy box, other sellers low price, other sellers mid price, and other sellers high price. So I'm going to say that after 3 months, I want it to switch my strategy. I'm going to say FBA algorithmic strategy, and I'm going to choose, let's say, cautious sales enhancer. Now that might be the only thing that you want this automation to do, which would be absolutely fine. All you would say is, no, I don't want to add another condition, and then you would save it, and that would be that. But I'm just going to show you a few more examples, because obviously that's what I'm doing. I'm demonstrating automation. So do you want to add another condition? And I'm going to say yes. So let's think, what else, what should happen for this automation to activate? You could say, let's say, when seller numbers increase to a certain amount. Of course, Profit Protector Pro needs to know how many sellers. So let's say randomly 7 sellers. Click next. And then when seller numbers do increase to 7, what do you want it to do? So again, you've got all of your options. So I'm going to say when seller numbers increase to 7, I want to go to my maximum. And again, that could be it, but I'm going to show you some more examples. So yes, I want to add another condition. And let's think so a good example might be if you want you want to sell through some stock, you want to just get rid of it and you want to delete the listing. So when your stock falls below a certain amount, let's say 3. So when stock falls to 3, what do I want it to do? I'm going to say I want it to switch strategy, FBA strategy, and I want it to go to super aggressive dominator, because when there's only 3 left, I just want to get rid of them so that I can close the listing. There might be a reason that, you know, I don't want to restock that item, super aggressive dominator. So then that's done, and now I'm going to say no, I don't want to add any more, I'm finished. Then of course you need to name your automation, and then the description automatically populates with basically what you've input into that automation. So after the automation has been active for 3 months, switch the strategy to cautious sales enhancer. When seller numbers increase to 7, go to max. And when stock falls below 3, switch the strategy to super aggressive dominator. And then once you're done, obviously you can edit this if you wanted, so you can add more text in there, and then just click save. And then you'll see it says automation was saved successfully, and that's appeared at the bottom here. So I've called it webinar automation. Now it's toggled on. So what this means is then if I go to my inventory, I'm just going to refresh it. you'll have seen you have obviously the strategy one, and then you have the automation one, and you'll see that now that webinar automation, that one that I've just created, is available. So I can select that and apply that to this ASIN, because obviously the reason that you've created an automation in the first place might be that you want to apply it to certain ASINs. So that's why this feature is so exciting, because it means that I can now go through and I think, right, for some reason, you know, that's the automation that I wanted to create for this one, so I can apply that here, and I can, you know, do it straight from the drop down in my inventory. So that's automations. As I said, you can reach it just by clicking automations at the top there. It will open up any that you've already created, and just click new automation and choose your setup method to go through and create your own automation. Back to us.
And there we have it, automations. So I did another poll for that one as well. I asked, do you use automations? And it was 100% no, but I'll use them when I need them. Which I guess, again, if you are new to the software or something, it might be something that you set up later, but it just means that you don't have to like remember, oh, if my stock falls below like X amount, I want to switch it to this strategy. So I need to, you know, keep an eye on it. And it just means that you can set that all up in advance, and Profit Protector Pro can do it for you. So you don't need to go back and do it manually later on. It just makes life that little bit easier.
You don't have to be sitting there watching it the whole time. Have I got to 3? I've got to 3, and then I need to do this quickly.
Yeah.
Definitely one to make use of when you get a bit further down the line if you are new, and hopefully if it seems kind of a bit daunting, that explained it for you.
Honestly, the only thing stopping me from using automations is that the shortest period for triggering it is 1 day. I guess there is a reason for that, but for a day you can miss a lot of sales if you sit and wait for the strategy to be changed, for example.
Yeah, I'm guessing there probably will be a reason for that, but it's something
at the top of my head.
No, I mean, the developers will be the ones who will know, like, whether we can find out for you. It's something that we can definitely mention. So I guess you're thinking something obviously less than a day, so in hours, or let me write that down, and we can definitely, it's something we can broach. We're not in charge of that, I'm afraid, but write that down.
We can definitely pass it on.
Like you say, it could be there's a reason, or it could just be that it's not on there. So everything that you guys say to us, we will always feed back and kind of find out if there's a reason why, or if it's something we can add onto a list to get added at a later date, because it's always good to hear from you guys that are actually using it, if there's anything, you know, useful that we can get in there for you. So I can definitely look into that for you. I don't think we've got any more questions.
I don't think so. Should we keep moving on?
Yeah, so this will be our last video. So this is just a general strategies walkthrough. So obviously we've talked about custom strategies, but these are the general strategies. So it's mainly focused on the algorithmic strategies, because that's why everyone loves Profit Protector Pro. But there is a little bit about the rules-based ones in there as well, just walking you through all of them. So should we go to that one?
Yep, let's do that.
See you in a minute.
See you in a minute.
In this video, I'm going to talk you through some of the strategies that are available to you within your Profit Protector Pro account. So first of all, how do you get here? Now, all you need to do is log in to your PPP account and then click strategies in the top menu here, and it will take you to this page. This is basically a page that talks you through all of the strategies that are available to you. You'll also notice that under the explanation for each one, there is this kind of key. So there are 6 circles for each one, and then those circles are coloured in depending on how focused that strategy is on sales or profit. So it's just an indicator of what that strategy's focus is. You'll notice as I scroll down that they are sorted so that there is a shift from a heavily sales focused strategy to them being less sales focused and more profit focused. So that's kind of how they're sorted on the page. So coming up, the first one that we have got is the Super Aggressive Dominator. You will definitely have heard us talk about this strategy before. It's a lot of people's favourite strategies. It's definitely Holly's, because she always mentions it. So this is, as the name suggests, our most aggressive, and will definitely fight for the buy box at a really aggressive rate.
Doesn't mean that it would only drop the price in pursuit of the buy box. It will do its best to bring that buy box price up for you and find that sweet spot and maintain those higher buy box sales. So as you can see in the key underneath, there are all 6 circles coloured in for sales and then just 2 for profit, indicating that is a heavily sales focused strategy. This one is used a lot, and the next one that I'm about to touch on when people want to, I think the first thought is when people want to just get rid of stock. So you're less profit focused. Of course, you'd like to make some profit, but you will kind of take a little bit of a hit in terms of profit. I don't mean losing money, but I just mean less profit for those higher sales. And that leads me on to aggressive sales generator. So again, the clue is in the name, still an aggressive strategy, likely to drop the price to pursue that buy box. Check your minimum, ensure you are happy to sell at that price. The aggressive sales generator will undercut other sellers where necessary in its pursuit of that buy box, and it will compete with all sellers irrespective of their fulfillment method. So like I said, ideally if you want to dump stock quickly or on listings where Amazon are selling and they don't like to share that buy box, you'll see here that we have 5 out of 6 circles coloured in for sales and 2 profit. So slightly less on the sales focus than the super aggressive dominator, but the 2 out of the 6 for the profit still. Now our next algorithmic strategy is balanced sales accumulator. You'll notice here that we've got 4 out of 6 for the sales, but we've now got 3 out of 6 for the profit. So seeing that shift slightly as we work down through the strategies. So this is still pretty aggressive in pursuit of the buy box. And as I said with the key, it still favours sales over profit. But it will work a little bit harder on increasing your profits and matching that buy box where it can. If matching the buy box isn't getting you sales, it will undercut your competitors to get that buy box before then driving that price back up again. Ideal for super quick sales, but of course notice that it is a little bit more focused on sales than it is for profit. Coming down, we then have cautious sales enhancer. So you'll notice there with the key, we now have 3 out of 6 for sales and 3 out of 6 for profit. So a pretty balanced strategy, if you like. So also sales focused and therefore still a little bit aggressive, but a little bit more cautious, as the name suggests, in its approach than the other 2 sales focused strategies, and will work harder to increase your profit. Like I said, you've got kind of an equal focus on sales and profit. So on the whole, we'll take an approach of matching the buy box where that buy box is held by an FBA seller. And there might be the odd occasion when it feels it's necessary to take a slightly more aggressive stance, but that will be rare. Ideal for fairly quick sales with the possibility of selling higher than the buy box when it's driving up that profit. Next, we have the dynamic profit builder. So as the name suggests, a profit builder and a more passive approach favouring a match buy box game plan and working hard to increase your profits. You'll notice this is the first strategy now that we've seen where it has kind of shifted the other way. So we have 3 of the 6 circles coloured in for sales, but we now have 4 for profit. So that, as the name suggests, obviously as well, dynamic profit builder, we have seen that shift towards profit focus slightly more than sales in this case. So the strategy that will most likely see you get sales over the price of the buy box. If you're an FBA seller and you use this strategy, it won't compete with merchant fulfilled sellers. And as I said before, it's a kind of a balance of sales and profit. Next, we've then got hybrid profit harvester. So again, you will notice that the profit focus has increased. So we now have 5 out of 6 of those circles coloured in for profit, but we've gone down to 2 out of the 6 for sales. So less aggressive for pursuing the buy box, focus on profit over sales, and suitable for more cautious sellers who want to maximise profits at the cost of slightly slower sales. Coming down, we have then got the passive profit maximizer. So you'll see here straight away from the key, it's really easy to see that this is a profit focused strategy, and obviously the clue is in the name as well. Profit maximizer, all about profit, maximizing that profit. A strategy that will likely slow down your sales because obviously it's focusing on getting you as much profit as possible, not focusing on those fast sales. So if you want to sell something really quickly, then that's not the strategy. This is not the strategy that we would suggest that you choose. If maximum profit is your aim and you don't mind selling a little slower, then this is a really good strategy to choose. Like the key says, very profit focused, will
spend a lot of time sitting a little bit above that buy box price and might be chosen when other sellers are likely to sell out soon to gain maximum profit. You might also use a strategy if you're choosing the right time in the future to sell and maximize your ROI. Exactly what it kind of says in the name. Passive in its pursuit of the buy box and 100% a profit maximizer, and it will not compete with merchant fulfilled sellers. Then coming down, you've got some other strategies that are not algorithmic strategies, but of course we want to make them available to you to use if you so wish. We would always recommend you use an algorithmic strategy. Obviously that's the magic of Profit Protector Pro, but we do have some that aren't algorithmic. So you have got match buy box, you've got penny under buy box, and you've got penny over buy box. You've also then got match low price, penny under low price, and penny under low FBA price. You've also got penny over low price, penny over low FBA price, 1% under low price, match low FBA price, match low MF price. Then I just want to talk to you about this one a little bit. So this is a used goods or books algorithmic strategy. So this basically uses a list of pricings that are for the same used sub-condition in order to compete with other used listings in that same sub-condition. So it obviously uses algorithms in order to make up this strategy. So if no one is selling in the sub-condition that you are in, it will basically take prices from one category better and one category worse, and then it will figure out an average of where the price should fit based on that competition. So you'll see here that it's fairly equal in terms of focus on sales and profit, but you've got just one little circle shaded in more for profit than you do for sales. So this is a strategy for you if you are not selling new goods and you're selling used goods or books. Coming down, we then have some more algorithmic strategies, but are kind of specific to your fulfillment type. And also the description is in the name, and you've got your key underneath as well. So you've got MF aggressive sales generator, as the key suggests, a lot more focused on sales than it is on profit. Very aggressive and likely to drop the price to pursue that buy box. Make sure you check your minimum. Then you've got MF balance sales accumulator, which, as the name suggests, obviously is an MF one as well. Another algorithmic strategy, ideal for super quick sales, but obviously notice the key that it is slightly more focused on sales than it is on profit. We've then got MF Cautious Sales Enhancer. So it acts the same as Cautious Sales Enhancer that I spoke about earlier, but obviously this strategy is focused on MF sellers, meaning it's sales focused and therefore still a little aggressive, but a little bit more cautious in its approach than the other two sales focused strategies. As the key suggests, fairly balanced, but a little bit more cautious in its approach than the other two sales focused ones. You've then got MF Dynamic Profit Builder. This is the same as the Dynamic Profit Builder that I spoke about earlier. It's just that these strategies are more focused on MF sellers, so more suitable to you if you are an MF seller too. And of course, you've got your key at the bottom to show you that its focus is slightly more profit focused than sales. So those are all of the strategies that you have access to within Profit Protector Pro. Of course, don't forget that you also have your custom strategies and your automations where you can create your own strategy if there's a certain kind of ASIN or listing that you want to do something slightly different with. But we would definitely recommend that you check out this page if you're unsure about what strategies you should be using and which ones are right for you with specific listings and ASINs. Of course, we would always recommend that you use the algorithmic strategies, as that is what makes Profit Protector Pro so special. Back to us.
We're back.
There you have it, all of the different strategies.
Let us know what your favourite one is if you've been using Profit Protector Pro and you've got a favourite. Holly's not here to talk about her favourite super aggressive dominator. Boris, just while that video was on, you said about the minimum amount of time for the automation to kick in. I have passed that on to the developers for them to look into. So not sure if it's possible or not. And then obviously if it is, they'll look into if it's something they can maybe do. But as I said, any suggestions, we always like to hear from you guys, and we will always pass them on so that they'll get looked into, whether to see if that's, possible to start with, and then if it's something that we can do for you guys. So I have passed that on for them to look into. I don't know if there's a reason why we went for days as a minimum, maybe, but we'll see.
Right, so that is all of the videos that we had for this webinar. So if you do have any sort of like last minute questions or anything that you wanted to say, please feel free to ping it in the chat, and we'll try our best to answer. If you did have any questions that maybe you think of later or after this webinar is done, then obviously you've got the email at the top there in the sticky message. So send an email to info@profitprotectorpro.com, and we'd be more than happy to help from there. This webinar as well, provided that everything does go well, is going up on YouTube, so you can always come back and watch it again. Then also as well on the YouTube channel, there's lots of other videos there as well. New ones get posted every week. So if you were struggling with a particular something that wasn't in this webinar, it's more than likely on YouTube. And you got the training videos in Profit Protector Pro itself, which are really great to run through, especially if you are new to the software.
I've just put the YouTube link in the chat there for you guys if you want to go and have a look. Like Matt said, I think there's a video on pretty much every feature within Profit Protector Pro. So if there's something that we haven't covered today, I'm sure there will be one on there for you to take a look at. Should we leave it there?
Yeah, I think in that case, then we'll wrap it up there for this time. So yeah, the next one of these is
in a month.
Yeah, in a month's time.
The date is on that Thursday.
If when I choose an automation strategy, for example, match the buy box after 90 days, but my minimum is higher than the buy box, in this case, the price will go up to the buy box or the minimum.
Minimum is higher than the buy box.
So you want to match the buy box after 90 days?
They're kind of contradicting, aren't they? But I'd say minimum, wouldn't you, Matt? Because it's your minimum. It's not.
Yeah, Profit Protector Pro can't go
below your minimum.
So yeah, it would just have to set your minimum. In this case, the price will go up to the buy box or the minimum. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it'll be your minimum price. As I say, it can't go below your minimum. Hopefully that answers your question, Eduardo.
Well, we'll hopefully see you next time.
Yeah.
If you think of anything after, just drop us an email. Oh, Boris is agreeing with us. You're better than minimum. Yeah, that's why it's your minimum. Profit Protector Pro won't go below that. So we always say, make sure your minimum is a price that you'd be happy to sell at when you put that in, and then Profit Protector Pro won't go below that. No problem, Eduardo. All right then, guys. We will see you soon.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.
Thank you very much for joining us,
everyone.
Bye.